Hello, my name is Sherwin from Cat in a Tree, and this is a video that I put together on how to prepare a very basic 2018 federal tax return. Now, the tax return I'm going to enter is based on a Form W-2, which is the main tax document that most taxpayers get from their employer. It's a summary of wages paid by an employer to an employee. So the main amounts that you want to worry about on the Form W-2 is in box 1, where my mouse pointer is at, of 48,500, and in box number 2, federal income tax withheld, which is 6,835. And for John Smith, we're going to assume that he's single for tax filing purposes. So before you start messing around with the tax software and entering information, I recommend that you get an Excel spreadsheet and figure out your tax liability and tax refund or tax amount due on your own. And to do that is very easy. Here I already prepared the Excel spreadsheet to figure out the tax liability and the refund due to John. So the first amount that I have here, wages, is 48,500. And again, that came from the Form W-2 in box 1. The second amount is the 2018 standard deduction. So under the 2017 Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, they raised the 2018 standard deduction to $12,000 from $6,350 in 2017. Another major change under the Tax Act was they got rid of the personal exemption of $4,050, but the 2018 standard deduction is $1,600 more than both the standard deduction and personal exemption of 2017. So that's good news for taxpayers. So that standard deduction amount of $12,000, that's going to lower wages down to $36,500, and that's going to be John's taxable income for 2018. That's going to show up on line 10 on the Form 1040. So now you need to figure out what your tax is going to be for your $36,500 of taxable income. And the way to find that is to look at the IRS tax table. So I pulled that up off the IRS website. So if you look here, $36,500 of taxable income, that corresponds to $4,193 of tax liability for a single taxpayer. So that is the amount that I entered on the spreadsheet. And then the other amount that came off the Form W-2, the 6,835 federal income tax withheld. I'll pull that up again, which is here in box 2. I put that on the sheet. So John overpaid his tax liability. So the difference between his federal income tax withheld and his tax liability is going to equal a refund of $2,642. So that's the amount of refund that we want to see on the tax return. That's going to show up on line 19 on Form 1040. So now we're going to go to the tax software. So the tax software that I use is a commercial tax software. It's going to be different from the one that you use, which is most likely TurboTax. But the forms are exactly the same, and the amount that you calculate is going to be exactly the same amounts that I just calculated. So the big change with the 1040, they switched to these postcard size statements instead of a full page. So now the first page of the Form 1040 is just personal information. So what you have here is John's name, his social security number, and his address. And then as you scroll down on page 2 of the 1040 is all the information from John's Form W-2. So on line 1 is his wages from his W-2 statement. That was $48,500. I'll pull that up again. That came from box 1 over here. He had no other income, so that's going to be his total income and his total adjusted gross income, which is here on line 7. And then that standard deduction amount for 2018 that I mentioned, that's automatically going to be populated by the software, which is $12,000. And again, that's going to lower his wages down to $36,500, which is his taxable income that's shown here on line 10. And then we looked at the tax table earlier and put it on our spreadsheet. The taxable income tax is going to be $4,193. And then the last amount that we took off the Form W-2 that you're going to have to enter in the software is the federal income tax withheld. That amount is $6,835. And again, that came from box 2 over here on the Form W-2. So since John paid in more than what he owed, that difference between line 16 and 15, that's going to show up on line 19 as a refund of $2,642. So John can apply that amount to his 2019 tax liability, or he could get a refund via check or direct deposit. So that's it. We're not going to go through the state return, but it's going to follow the same format as the federal return. And I would say that if you were able to follow along in this video, then you're probably okay in preparing a tax return on your own using an online tax software. However, if you're having issues following along and you find this process complicated, you might want to seek help from a tax expert. And I happen to be one. So here is my website. Cat in a Tree is the name of my practice, and this is my homepage on my website, catinatree.com. If you have any tax needs or concerns or questions, please feel free to reach out to me. If you scroll down on the page here, there's a contact tab. You'll find my phone number, so you can call or text me. And then in this form right here, you can send me a message as well. That's linked to my email address, sherwin@catinatree.com. That is it. I wish you good luck in preparing your 2018 tax return. If you need any help at all, please feel free to reach out to me. Other than that, best wishes in 2019. Take care.